There we go. Happy New Year.
Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. So we back for another one, week 16, MoneyPot podcast. Thank everybody, anybody who's listening. I want to appreciate everybody on Facebook Live. We about to get the show kicking and rocking. Man, it's been a long day, bro.
Very long day. Very, very long.
Yeah, man. Holidays are here. We usually do a financial tip, but I don't got no financial tip today, man. Everybody was out here spending, making sure the kids and the loved ones, are blessed or whatever you do, and you might go to a soup kitchen or, however you decide to do what you do with your family or yourself on the holidays. It's a thing about giving. So I don't think there was a lot of saving today.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot of saving this whole week.
Word. Well, I mean, did you spend a lot? You feel like you spent a lot? It was always like you spend too much.
I don't think it was a lot of saving.
I keep it at that, huh?
That's it. That's all.
Well, if y'all would have listened to the MoneyPot podcast of the homie Headbanger and of course myself, Moss Money, we had some good locks last week. I think I went 3-0 and you went 2-0 in yours, buddy. I checked the numbers and you know what I mean.
That's 5 free games.
Exactly, that's free money right there. So if y'all would listened last week and put a bet on, our advice, you might have recouped some of that holiday spending.
No doubt.
All right. So we're not gonna go with like I said, a financial tip today. So the first thing we're gonna do, I gotta let everybody know that I suck at fantasy, man.
Yeah.
Four playoffs and not one chip. Nothing.
Well, all I can say is I'm in one chip right now, so I should have been in 2.
Right.
But I lost my other one by, I think 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It was a tough pill to swallow because Jonathan Stewart wants to go over 100 yards.
Word. That's my sound for fantasy. Yeah. You good though? You got one. You got one in there, right?
Yeah, I'm in a chip in one of them, so I'll take that. 1 for 2. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And then y'all got a nice little deal, so you coming home with some cash, guaranteed, right?
Yeah, guaranteed some bread. So.
Yeah, so you already made your investment was already paid off, double that.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about, man. And that's what you got to do.
Be smart.
You
can't be greedy all the time.
Not all the time. Smart money make money, man.
Yeah, because I've been and say, nah, I don't want to make no deal, and he blow me out the water in a chip, and I'll come home with nothing. So
Word.
Gotta be smart about it.
Definitely. All right, so I hope anybody who's out there in fantasy world who are in the money playing for the chip tomorrow, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the same for me because I suck.
Straight to the fantasy guys.
Word. So let's do a quick review of the NFL playoff picture, man. It's getting kind of murky.
It's a little tight there, huh?
Yeah. Eagles shook a little bit up with that win yesterday.
Yeah. Although we still have nothing going for us.
Of course not.
It was a good win. Good to see the team get off the field with a win.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy too, and we'll get to some of that Eagle stuff later. So I'm looking up the standings as we sit right now.
Right.
So we're looking at the NFC with the Giants losing. A lot of people know Dallas clinched the first round bye in home field throughout the playoffs. Right. Even though I don't think that makes a difference with them. I think they're just as good on the road as they are at home. So.
Yeah, everybody want to be home.
Yeah. So there's Detroit leading the North at 9-5. There's the Falcons at 9-5 in the South, and then Seattle's clinched a playoff berth. I think it's safe to say that Seattle's going to be 2.
Yeah. So right now you got the Giants and Green Bay as the wild cards right now.
Right. Yeah. And I think that holds. Actually, no. I think Green Bay wins that division. And I think the Giants get that fifth seed, and I think
It could be Tampa. Or
I think
Lions.
Tampa. I think Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tampa's going to be a sneaky six. And you don't want to play Tampa. I'm going to be real with you. You don't want to play Tampa.
Tampa has 2 divisional games. So they got New Orleans this week.
Did they beat Atlanta yet?
They beat Atlanta in the first. They get them their first loss.
Okay.
So that was the first game of the season. They beat Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't see Atlanta. Don't want to see Tampa first round. Not at even if it's in Atlanta.
Right.
But see, Tampa's been kind of off. Like that Giants game exposed their offensive line.
Not really. I don't think so. They won.
Was that that was the Giants game, right?
They won. No, they played the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was the Cowboys. It was the Cowboys. Okay.
I mean, and it was right there with the Cowboys on the last. They had a chance to score on the last drive.
Yeah, they still had a chance.
Absolutely.
But
it was a good game. They both fought.
Right.
Tampa showed that they can play with the big guys, though. To me.
No, they did. They did. I like their team. The team is it's a solid team. So.
Because they ran off 5 straight, and then they had that loss to Dallas.
Right.
Which wasn't a bad. I mean, every loss is bad, but it wasn't like a blowout where you could be like, oh, they can't even play on the same field as these guys.
Right. Yeah, no, I like Tampa as a team. I think they can sneak in. I think they can do some damage. There. Who do they have left? Who are they playing this week? New Orleans.
New Orleans, and then after that they played Carolina.
Man, that's a tough 2 wins, man. That's two must wins.
And it's divisional.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, games.
True. I mean, Carolina's not mathematically out of it, are they?
Yeah, they are. They're done.
Well, what if Tampa loses 2 and Carolina wins 2?
Carolina's done.
Yeah, but Detroit's going to win. No.
Detroit.
No, because
I mean, look at the people in front of them.
Detroit's going to lose 2.
Washington is in front of them.
Right.
I don't know if Detroit loses 2.
I think so.
May split.
I don't think they beat Green Bay this week, man. We'll get into the games,
but they don't play Green Bay this week. They play Green Bay the last game of the season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they play Dallas. That's right. They play Dallas now.
Right.
In Dallas. Well, they said everybody. Jerry Jones came out and said Dallas. Everybody in Dallas is playing. So.
Yeah.
We'll see how that go.
How long they might start.
So in the AFC, we got, of course, Tom Terrific and the New England Patriots. So they're good. You got to go through Foxborough, Oakland.
So this is how it would go. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
But with the NFC wildcard picture, you got the Giants, Green Bay, then 3 is Tampa, Washington, Minnesota, New Orleans, then Carolina. Carolina's done. Because Carolina's right above the Eagles, and we're done.
Right.
Yeah, so they're mathematically out of it.
Shout out to the homie BP who came on the MoneyPot podcast, Facebook Live. What's up, bro? Nah, who's done? Oh, you saying Detroit will win? I don't think Detroit beats Dallas. I don't think so.
I just
if Dallas starter stays in, I don't think they win.
Yeah, I think Detroit
had their run.
Wins out of one of them 2 games. I think they'll take one of the games.
Detroit had their run. Stafford, I think, is more hurt, and they're getting deep where you need a player to win these games, and they're limited offensively. And Slay's still out, their best defensive player.
Okay.
So I just think
that hurts.
Yeah, it hurts, and you're going against good teams. You're going against Dallas. You're going against Green Bay when you need to be able to score.
Yeah.
And that was me, buddy. By the way. So I don't know. I think they lose both games. So going to the AFC, I see Tom Terrific, Pittsburgh, scary. That Pittsburgh Ravens game is going to be a tough game,
That's
man.
a big game.
That's a good game. The AFC is tight, man, because you got Oakland at 11-3, you got KC at 10-4. You still don't know who's going to win the AFC South with Houston and Tennessee and the Colts. You got Pittsburgh at 9-5. You got Baltimore at 8-6. They're both playing each other, and then you got Miami lurking at 9-5 still. So, and then Miami goes into Buffalo.
They beat Buffalo.
Yeah, we'll look at it. So, I mean, a quick little review of the playoff game. I think after week 15 this week, there's going to be a lot of different implications and scenarios that was going to come out of the playoffs. So, what we got next here? So, let's talk about that game, man. What you think about that game? the Thursday night game. Even it was a good one.
A good one.
Right.
The team showed a little bit of fight. It showed that they weren't, just going to lay down for the Giants. They almost wanted to play spoiler just to make it tougher for the Giants to get into the playoffs. So they didn't solidify a spot in the playoffs. They didn't clinch a berth. Or
Right.
They made it where as though the Giants can't win a division as well.
Okay.
So I just think it was a good game to watch. Sat there, was able to see some of the guys just still work. Nobody gave up.
It was Lane, man. We needed Lane Johnson so bad. He just showed us why we missed him all year.
It honestly was the defense.
Now the defense had a good game. No, I can't hold you on that.
It was the defense because
they gave up a lot of yards. I think they gave up almost 450 yards.
The defense also scored. They scored one of them touchdowns.
They did.
Yeah, and they had another pick where it put the offense.
I think they had 3 picks, right?
Yeah, they had 3 altogether.
Right.
And another one that they had put the offense in pretty good field position. So.
Right. No, I agree with you 100% about that. I didn't like some of Doug's call, and I think the jury is still out on him about being a head coach, and some of his key decisions and key moments. Because I remember when we used to play, they all used to tell us there's 3 swings in a game usually, 3 or 4 kind of momentum swings in a game that can, kind of sway it, and his defense bailed him out because he went on 4th and 1 and Matthews got stuffed.
Yeah.
And I like the call. I think it's funny, listening to the radio, listening to the pulse of the city, a lot of people didn't like that call. They say take the points. You were up 5. I disagreed.
It makes you go up 8, so they gotta.
Yeah, they were up 5.
Right. And it makes them have to score and then go for 2.
Right. And in my opinion, I like the aggressiveness of saying no. You gave your team a rah-rah speech. You got, tried to get underneath their skin to kind of build them up. You're at 4th and 1 on the 1, and you're going to kick at 20.
Again, the defense bailed them out on that.
No, I completely agree. But the call was right. I think the call was right.
It almost bit them in the ass.
Yeah, no, it almost did. I mean, but I like the call. I like the call and saying no, we're gonna score. We're not gonna settle for 3 and play defense.
It was an okay call. I don't mind it because you had to go 99 yards.
Right.
But I also look at it as points. You leaving points out there.
Right, and that's as big as knock a lot.
Right. So I'm looking at it as okay. First time I played the Giants,
right.
I left 9 and 12 points out on the field.
True.
I'm gonna take these 3.
True.
To put me ahead 8.
Right.
And make them have to come down, score a touchdown, and convert the 2-point conversion.
See, my thing is I think they score. I think they score there if they kick the field goal. But, I mean, obviously we don't know the game flow.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't predict it.
If they score, that's fine. You still have to go for 2 and convert the 2-point conversion.
Right. I think it changes. I mean, it did change because they stuffed them, and the momentum looked like it was, the Giants. But, like you said, like we said, the defense bailed out the team, and that's what our team is built on. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody got each other back.
Right, and not even that. Our team is, the strength of our team is defense. So, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with the call. But what's up with the double reverse and having Carson Wentz lead Nelson Aguilar on after he gets knocked out of the game? And then Doug comes out, he said he does it without no hesitation. Joe!
Yeah, I don't get that guy. But he's the head coach, so he's in charge of the play calling as well. He's going to have some iffy calls, so they're Andy Reid at times. But, Andy Reid loved the screens. He would call screens at certain situations that he shouldn't.
Right.
That was pretty much predictable.
He's got a lot of Andy tendencies. His predictability is just like Andy.
Right.
It's terrible.
But it's just the difference is Andy's money. So it's...
Nah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Andy can win with nothing.
Yeah.
But hold on. I got to give Doug credit. He has won with limited offensive firepower. Playing to the strengths sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes. And then speaking of playing to the strengths, which is running the ball, the homie Ryan Matthews went down with a herniated disc
in his neck.
Yeah. Which could be career ending.
I would think that he would think about retirement. He's injured far and like too few. Like he's always injured. Like it's all the time.
No, he is. He's such a good player when he's not though.
He is. He runs hard.
That's the funny thing, man.
And he's the type of player that initiate contact. So
yeah.
With that being said, with that neck injury, it's going to be hard for him to, avoid it.
Right. So let me ask you this: for the draft coming up, and it's looking like we're probably in the mid pack, probably pick anywhere from as high as maybe 13 or 14 down to maybe like 16.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get that low with 20 because I don't think Minnesota's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, is running back your first pick now? Is it the most needed position now with Ryan Matthews more likely on the shelf?
I believe it's a position of need and an urgent need.
Right.
They need a running back ASAP. Now, I don't know how they go about doing it. If they feel like they can get a running back via free agent before the draft comes,
right?
They got to do something. It's all about what they do in free agency first as well. So if they're able to grab a cornerback that's serviceable, pretty good cornerback, then they can push that need a round or two back.
Right.
So they don't have to jump on the corner right away. But running back, definitely a high priority.
Top 3 picks. Easy for me.
I would say top 2.
Yeah. I can't disagree. Like, we do have some depth on the offensive line, so they can afford to, wait a little bit. I think Jason Peters is here next year. He showed he is one of the leaders of the team.
Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl, so.
Yeah, I think that's on name. But he did have a good year. I'm not taking away that he didn't have a good year.
He definitely had a good year.
Yeah.
And even last year, he would have made it that wasn't on name. He was mad because of that.
So, right.
Yeah, it's just, I think he came back. He bounced back. He had a pretty good year.
So I'm looking at the roster, and I'm trying to see who won't be here next year. I think Barner is questionable.
No, Barner won't be here.
Matthews, I don't think he'll be here.
Which one?
I'm sorry. Well, of course, Ryan. They ain't gonna get rid of Jordan. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's coming on a contract year too, so you got to ask yourself. Even though he has quote unquote some number one receiver and type numbers, do you pay him number one money? And obviously, the question is no.
Absolutely not. He's not getting any top running back money. I mean, wide receiver money.
I think you can question Kelsey. I think he's here next year, but
I think he'll be here.
You can question that. I think Connor Baldwin's done.
Yeah.
Marcus Smith, I think he'll be here next year.
Is he on his? What are he on? His
4th year. He'll be on his 4th year. So he was a first round pick, so they get 4 years.
Right.
With a 5th year option.
Okay. Yeah, he's cheap. So
he's still cheap. Yeah, and he adds depth. The big question too, what I think a lot of people are not kind of putting a highlight on is Benny Logan. Benny Logan's up for a contract. This is his 4th year.
Yeah.
And he's going to want to get paid. So I don't think Benny Logan's here next year. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I do. I think they can. They actually was trying to work out a deal a couple of weeks ago for him.
Right.
How we talked about, wanting him back and, everything. I think he gets a deal. I think he gets a deal. It may not be what he's looking for long-term wise.
Right.
Maybe they'll try to shorten it, with some...
Somebody's going to pay him now.
Yeah, he's going to get paid. I think he'll stay. That's why.
Like if Cedric Thornton got money over in Dallas, he's going to get some money.
Yeah.
So Kendricks is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of how much they save off the books, though, because remember when Chip was here, they signed him to a long-year deal.
They signed him 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it was like a 4 or 5 year deal. So he might I don't know.
I think when I was reading something on it, they'll be off the hook though. They won't get
They won't get killed.
Yeah, they won't get killed.
So Kendricks won't be here. I don't think Telek will be here either. I think he didn't really do anything this year.
He was just more so for depth.
Did you pay Carroll?
And he knew the system. No.
So Carroll's a question mark.
And I like Nolan Carroll.
And if Nolan Carroll's gone, that's a huge. Your secondary. That's all you had.
Yeah.
Corner wise. And it looks like I think everybody else is here. Jalen Watkins got hurt a little bit, but I think he's here. Right. You got Jenkins, Jalen Mills, McKelvin, McLeod. I think all those guys will come back. So you do have some holes in the linebacker spot. Carroll.
They can get rid of McKelvin if they want.
Defense. Yeah, but they got to pay Carroll like 10, 11 million. Kerry Williams type deal.
He's not getting that.
Yeah, and he's not getting that much money here. So looks like the Eagles do have a little bit of holes coming up for this coming year. So, we'll see with the direction of Howie and Dougie go.
It's just it scares me because Howie is still the head honcho on draft day. And he doesn't draft very well.
Nah, he doesn't.
So that's still scary to me because as much as we see the need for a running back and the need for different positions,
right,
I'm not sure how he is evaluating everything, and everything is going to come through him. He's going to be the final person to stamp it.
That he is. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, bro. We just gotta wait and see until we get there, and hopefully the scouting team, they make the right calls and the right picks. That Sam Bradford deal was amazing because without it, we'd be in some trouble.
Sure would.
Without that first round pick, because we need it, because Wentz needs help. So look out for the boy from Cooks from FSU, man, too. I like him a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was cool.
Week 16, boy. Let's get this money. Let's recoup some of these holiday funds, man. So I was looking at the games yesterday. Not yesterday, but last week from the last podcast. And I think we had a pretty good record going on. I think I counted. What were we, like 9-3, 3-0, and you were 2-0 in the locks. So pretty good week last week, finishing the year strong. We're probably going to have the show going up into the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if we'll probably go up into the championships, and then that'll probably be the last show of the year. You all right there, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. Drop the phone, man.
Drop the phone. Drop your juice. Kick me in the leg. You need to chill out there, B.
I didn't drop any juice. Now you're exaggerating.
Getting a little tired, buddy. All right, so first game of the week, Saturday games. We got
most of them Saturday. There's only 2 Sunday games.
Yeah. Washington and Chicago.
I like Washington -3. I think they'll come out and bounce back from last week when they lost.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. I mean, Chicago's been playing well. I can see a lot of people betting Chicago just because, they've been able to put up, major points against some pretty good teams. I'm trying to think. They took Green Bay to the limit. They lost by 3 to Detroit. So, those last 2 games they played tough, away and home. And Washington's defense is a little suspect, man. And I think Jordan Howard can have a nice little game here. I like Chicago, man.
I agree with the Jordan Howard.
I think I gotta go with the home dog.
I just don't think Washington's going to lay down because they still kind of have a shot for the playoffs. Yeah, I mean Washington's a must-win now. They got to win out, and I completely agree. And is it Kyle Fuller? Right. I believe is not going to be there for Chicago. And
I think they play a lot of man, which is in Washington's favor. But I think there's a couple favors that are going to help Chicago, and one of the biggest is the weather. I know Washington is usually cold, but it ain't cold like Soldier Field cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going with the home dog there. I think they can score enough points to kind of. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at it. Put me in the over.
Okay.
Put me in the over. I think I might like the over. I'm kind of flip flopping between Chicago and the over. But I kind of like the over. And if anything, you know what? If you don't really feeling comfortable about Chicago, tease them up. I take Chicago +9 all day. At home. Next game. Miami and Buffalo.
I looked at this game. I see that, Miami's been playing. They played pretty good last week with Matt Moore as a starter.
Right.
I mean, they're +4.5. Buffalo. They don't really have nothing to play for. They just want to be the team that just knock people out of the playoffs, just kill their hopes. Rex Ryan is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, his office is probably packed up.
So you saying Miami?
I like Miami plus the 4.5. I think Shady will probably get off though.
Yeah, he should. He's been on a tear. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one again too, bro. I gotta go Buffalo.
I love Buffalo, man. All day.
Yeah, I mean, I like Buffalo because I don't trust Matt Moore. I know Matt Moore is a vested vet,
I agree.
but I think Buffalo is at least a solid defense. They're attacking defense. They'll keep the ball, out of Miami by that run game. So, and I just think the matchup of offenses versus defense, I don't think, even though I can't believe I'm saying this, Brian Maxwell is going to be playing in this game.
You said he's not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he's doubtful for this game.
Yeah, that's a huge hit.
Right, and then it's a Southern team going cold. There's a lot of little factors like that. I think just gives Buffalo a little bit of edge. It might be a tight game because Miami needs the win, but give me Buffalo.
Okay.
Next game, Tampa and New Orleans.
I'm going Tampa. I like Tampa.
TB.
Yeah, plus the 3.5. They're giving me 3.5.
Yeah, man. I could just see Drew Brees just lighting it up again in this game too. That's the funny thing. But you know what?
I know Tampa has to win. They want to make the playoffs, so they got a lot more to play for. And I think that team.
Yeah, but I don't think New Orleans is gonna lay down. Drew Brees ain't gonna have them boys laying down.
No, I don't think they'll lay down. But I just think Tampa is the better team and win.
Yeah, I like Tampa here too. But I think you know what I'm gonna do. I think on this bet, if you're building any type of teaser bet, because a couple games I'm looking at look like a lot of good teaser week, another good teaser week. I would tease down that over. I think they're right in saying that the scoring's going to be high, and I would tease down that over to what's that 46. Tease it down to about 46, and hopefully if you put it in tomorrow, that line might drop again because it looks like it dropped from 52.5 to 52 in the over. So give me the under tease down.
Okay.
Next game, Atlanta, Carolina. Oh, Cam.
I like Atlanta in this game. -3. I mean, and they're playing in Carolina. Atlanta wants to lock up that division. They want to be able to put it where it goes out of reach for Carolina or anybody to still overcome and take that division from them.
Right, I kind of agree with you there. I know they played before, and Julio just went ape shit pretty much.
Yeah.
Was it 3?
He got 2 of the corners released
in one game, and he's been out the last 2, and they said he's at almost damn near full speed, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
So I got to go with Atlanta here. I think Atlanta needs to win this game. to make sure they get at least one home game. I think they might be able to catch Seattle, even though I'm trying to look who does Seattle play. They play Arizona. Hopefully they get lucky. If Arizona wins that game, then they might be able to sneak in that second seed. So there's still hope and something for Atlanta to play for. Carolina's pretty much out of it. They're 6-8. They're a long shot. So give me the team who's got something to play for. Pretty much in the divisional game. Give me Atlanta.
Okay.
Next game. Let me see what we got here. This is a lock for me. Green Bay and Minnesota.
That's Minnesota plus 6.5.
Man, buddy, what you think about that game? Because I got Green Bay, man.
I mean, I like Green Bay.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
6.5. You can tease them down. Let's say to maybe like 3.5, maybe 3. Lock up Green Bay. Yeah, it's just a divisional game, so I see how they play against opponents that they face, like Chicago. They got out of there with a 4-point win.
Yeah, but that was in Chicago. This is in Green Bay.
I mean, it's in Green Bay. It's still Chicago's a shitty team.
I mean, they are a bad team, but it's also tough to win in Soldier Field too as well. Like it's not an easy place to go into Soldier Field and win, and it's the same thing with Lambeau. Sammy sleeves, better wear some long sleeves to get a win in this cold ass tundra in Green Bay.
Right.
Because Aaron Rodgers, they're saying he's almost close to 100%, and that ain't good for Minnesota. They can't run the ball. They can barely pass the ball.
Right. I mean, I like Green Bay tees down. I don't know if I like them by a touchdown.
I like them by a couple touchdowns.
So I mean, I'm gonna go with Green Bay, but tease them down if you can. Something telling me that Minnesota might make it a fight though.
Yeah.
Their defense isn't trash at all.
After the first quarter. Next game.
Here comes the money.
Back to back. I ain't scared. Give me Tom Terrific minus 17 in the Jets.
Minus 17.
Minus 17 against the Jets in New England. Give me Tom, man. Everybody and their mom gonna be betting the Jets, thinking they gonna score. They ain't gonna do diddly squat.
Yeah, I don't. This is a crazy line to me. And it's almost
New England's gonna be on a lot of teasers. I'll tell you that.
yeah. I definitely tease the Jets up if you could. I don't think they beat them by like 22.
I don't know.
I just don't see it. I mean,
Perry going into New England. That's
and then
not
you
pretty.
got Ty Bowles might not even coach because he's in a
Hospital. He's not going to coach.
Yeah. So that could either be a good or bad thing. You don't know how they come out.
Man, that's going to be a terrible thing.
Nah, he's not a great coach by any means at all.
Yeah, but he's a good defensive coach.
I don't know about
And their defense is suspect already.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It might get worse. Give me Tom, man. I'll take Tom straight.
What's the over in this game?
44.
I'll take the under. Give me the under.
Give you the under?
Yeah, give me the under.
Under for the homie Steve-O. Headbanger. Next game. Tennessee and Jacksonville.
I kind of like this game a lot for Tennessee. I think I got them as a lock.
You got him as a lock?
Yeah,
I like that call.
Give me Tennessee a lock, -5.
I like that call. I had them kind of on my locks before. If they were home, I would love them.
Right.
It's just that, I went with the two home teams, Green Bay and New England, which is tough to win at. I definitely like Tennessee. Jacksonville fired the coach. Who knows what they're going to come out with? I don't think anything better than what they already had.
Right. Bortles stinks.
Yeah, and like I said, man, it's looking like a teaser week, man. Tennessee on a teaser, you got to love it. +1 for them just to kind of get the win there.
Right.
So, good call, bro. Next game. This is funny. San Diego and Cleveland.
Give me this as another lock. San Diego -4.
Word.
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 I like it, Steve, man. It's funny, man. A lot of people are calling for the upset. This is the upset that everybody's calling for. Everything I've seen, everything I researched, everything I read,
Right.
they think Cleveland's going to squeak one out here.
They might. I don't know if but they pretty well may go 0-16.
Suck. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that this line keeps going down. It started off at 6.5, and now it's -4.
Yeah.
Keep putting money on Cleveland, America. Keep doing it. Keep having your hopes and dreams because they lost 14 in a row. They might get one. No, they're not. They're not going to beat San Diego. Phillip Rivers, even though he lost damn near his whole team, still puts up numbers. Even though he leads the league in interceptions, which is kind of funny. But he still has weapons. They'll get the win some way, somehow. I'm not buying it, Cleveland.
Cool.
Forget it. Next game. Really good game here.
Oakland Colts.
Yes, sir.
I like the under at 53.5.
Okay. That's a different bet.
Yeah, I like the under.
Under 53. So it's hard, man. This one's a hard one for me. I'm kind of torn between the two. I wanted to go. I really did want to go Oakland, man, but my gut is telling me somehow, some way, Baby Huey, Andrew Luck looking as is going to pull this one out. I don't know how. Both defenses are terrible. Should be some points on the board here, but I don't know why. I think the Colts make a last minute run here, trying to make it into the playoffs. So give me the Colts and the points, man.
Cool.
Next game. There's another game that a lot of people I think are a little funny on. A little toilet bowl game. San Fran, and the Rams. San Fran, man.
I ain't even gonna write that one down. I really don't even know. That's another one.
Yeah, a toilet bowl.
You just pick one side and you say who's one of them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try it right now. Let's see if it works.
Why you looking for that? So this game is kind of tough. A Dookie Bowl.
I don't even have to change. That's the bad thing. They're like, no, don't even do it. Word.
A lot of people I think are calling this a Todd Gurley game that he might get off. He very well could. Everybody and their mom is running on San Fran, and that helps a lot with the Rams.
Yeah, it does because San Fran run defense stinks.
It's trash. It's terrible. The line looks like it's going up 4.5. My gut told me San Fran in this game for some reason. That's what my gut. That's on these Dookie games. My gut just says go San Fran. I'll take the point. So
Okay.
go on San Fran.
I used a top to a bear.
Right.
So I flipped it.
What you got there, buddy?
And it says San Fran as well.
Word?
So I'll take San Fran. It's just that bad of a game.
True. All right, next game. Only got a couple more games, y'all. Hold on with me. Arizona and Seattle.
I'm taking the Hawks all days. -7.5.
Yeah, it keeps going up, too. I see it as -8. They're undefeated at home, and I don't think that really changed. Seattle might damn well be a lock.
Yeah, I like them a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Just making a push for the playoffs.
That's another.
Russell Wilson just gave his offensive line all curved TVs, big curved TVs,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave the whole team first class flights anywhere they wanted to go.
Solid.
So,
I guess that was nice to have money like that, huh?
yeah, it is.
So I'm looking at the bets we wrote down. Got some marks next that'll come on. Sound, look at this teaser, bro. I like this one. Green Bay, Tennessee, and Seattle. 3-team teaser.
Okay.
Put a couple bills on that. Let that money come back. I like that move. That might be one of my bets, y'all. Come tomorrow, lock me in for a teaser. Green Bay, Tennessee, and Seattle.
Not bad at all.
Next game, Cincy and Houston.
Take Cincy plus the million. Give me Cincy.
Yeah,
I like just the way they play sometimes. Now is Vontaze Burfict still off? Is he gonna play?
I think that he's a game time decision.
Okay.
I think Savage is a wild card for Houston. I don't like Cincy in this game. Really, I know AJ Green's coming back, but I doubt he's going to be 100%, even though he's been out for a couple weeks. I mean, he did tear, his hamstring. That doesn't just heal in 3 weeks.
Right.
So they're 6-1 at home. I think they're going to run the ball, Houston, and I think DeAndre Hopkins is more involved, so they'll be able to move the chains a little bit. I think it's going to be a defensive game, but I kind of like Houston, and Clowney is flashing, man.
No, Clowney's had a really good year.
He is flashing. Could you imagine if Watt was out there playing full strength, bro?
He's had a really good year this year.
Yo, if they couldn't double team him or chip him, they had to pick between him and Watt. Oh my God.
It ain't no picking. It's just we gonna double team Watt and you beat us.
Yeah, and he will. He's going to. He is a man child. It don't make no sense. It's good to see the young boy coming to his own, though.
Yeah, it took him a while, but I like him from
the
jump. I thought
he got his work ethic right to be somebody in his league. All right, time for those Christmas games, man. And I think 2 out of the 3 are playoff type games. First game, Baltimore and the Steelers.
I'm going Baltimore. I'm going Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh a lot in this game too, man. They're -5.5. They're at home, and Big Ben is a beast at home. This one could very well be a lock as well. I think Baltimore didn't lose. They beat us by a point, right?
Yeah, they beat us
by a point. Yeah, so they need this game bad. I just don't think they have enough on offense to keep up with Pittsburgh. I mean, Smoking Joe's got to come in there and have a big game. He's going to have to throw for at least 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. And that defense is going to have to show out. I think still no Jimmy Smith. So, yeah, give me Pittsburgh, man. Look at that, bro. That's even another good teaser, man. You could take Tennessee off there, and you can go Seattle, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh.
Well, Pittsburgh -6.
Yeah, Pittsburgh just to win.
Not bad. Tennessee's still not bad either, though. I like Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Tennessee a lot too. But I think they're away though, so I like Big Ben at home. All right, next game. It's a tough one, man. Denver and KC.
I'm going Big Red.
Yeah.
Kansas City. Give me Kansas City. Denver. They're gonna have to. They're another team that's gonna have to go out and get better at the quarterback position and running back.
Oh, especially running back. They stink at running back.
And both of them high priorities. I mean, Simeon, if they can even try to get like a Romo over there out of Dallas, they'll be a much better team. I just don't see him as a good quarterback.
Yeah, I hear you. He's very conservative. I'm not 100% sure myself how good he is, but he doesn't have any help with that run game, man. That run game is killing him.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure, man. That's a tough game, but I got to go with the home team. I got to go with KC and Arrowhead. It's just that secondary is leaky, man. I think Denver's going to be able to move the ball through the air a little bit. And that game might be a little bit tighter than what people think. I think that, obviously Denver's defense is going to be spectacular. Alex Smith doesn't really drive the ball down the field, so they know everything's going to be underneath.
Well, that's not true. He's been driving the ball down the field this year a lot, especially with the kid Hill.
Yeah, there's been some splash plays, but
But it don't matter because they've been winning. So
no, they have.
Right, you don't need to drop it down the field per se.
Yeah, I mean they stick to who they are.
Right.
Absolutely. I can't disagree with that. But in the same sense, sooner or later you got to take some shots. You got to move the ball and score some points because that defense is bearing down on you. So but they do great at quick passes and getting the ball out quick, so that can neutralize the pass rush as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Arrowhead is probably the second toughest place to play in the league outside of Seattle. So yeah, give me KC. I like that call. And the last game of the week, bro, day after Christmas, the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowgirls.
Yeah, Cowboys. I don't know, man. This is a crazy game. I think I might like the overs at 44. I think Dallas can win, but I like the way Detroit been playing. I know they're a bit banged up. I'm not sure how hurt Matthew Stafford is. If he's close to healthy, I like them to beat Dallas, to be honest. But I'm gonna go with the over at 44. I think this is a game where they can put up some points. I'm not sure. I know Jerry Jones said that they're going to start, but there's really no need for them to play, to be honest. They might even play the first half and not play the rest of the game.
Yeah, I kind of disagree. I think they play the whole game, and I think they take care of business as usual. I like Dallas a lot in this game. I don't think they're going to lay down. I think they're going to learn. Actually, I read something earlier that Jerry Jones had came out and said that the reason why everybody's going to play is because they were in a similar situation before, and I believe the coach was Wade Phillips, where they had the division locked up. They had the number 1 seed locked up. He rested their players halftime, had a bye, and then they got that first game and just pooped in their pants, and just pretty much they flopped in the game and they lost and it was over. So I think he's going to learn differently from that time around. I think he's going to play them all the way to the end. I think they play next week. Now I think they might get off in like the fourth quarter or something like that.
Yeah, it's just hard because it's like you got guys out there that you really need, and you're playing a team that's playing for nothing, and you don't ever want to see a guy go down.
That's real.
In a situation like that where you like, well, damn, I should have just rested these guys. And then the next week we got off, and then we come back and take care of business.
No, that's real, bro. And I completely agree with that assessment, but I just think that they played to the end. So I think we got a couple good picks here, man. I think it's definitely a teaser week, so we got some games to play with, man. Like I said before, watch out for that Green Bay, Tennessee, and Seattle teaser, man. That looks like a really nice bet. Who does Tennessee play again? Let me just check that. Tennessee, Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's lost 9 in a row. They can sneakily make it a game, but I don't see how, man. Blake Bortles is terrible. He might get pulled, and that might change the game flow. Because it's was it Dan Maroney now as the head coach, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So he could do a couple things a little bit differently. That's why I said that game's kind of a little bit kind of scary because you just don't know how Jacksonville's going to be. But they're terrible. And the problem is another thing too. Mariota's been in a little funk. He hasn't been playing lights out like he has. But he has historically good games at Jacksonville, especially with his legs.
Cool.
So I kind of like I like Tennessee there. I like that pick, bro. All right, so what you got for me? We got a couple more DraftKings left. No DraftKings for the MoneyPot podcast this week. Reached out to a couple of homies, a couple of people that were in the podcast in the podcast DraftKings league, and it looks like a lot of people said they weren't going to do it this week, so we had to take that off. Who you got for me? Just a couple key players, a couple key names you can throw out there.
Okay, with running backs, I like Tevin Coleman and Jordan Howard.
Okay, I like Jordan Howard as well. He was on the list.
Yeah, quarterbacks, I like Russell Wilson and Matt Barkley, he's cheap, so
Yeah.
you can pick him up for cheap if you want to stack on some wide receivers or running backs, spend your bread on them.
And you know who else? Don't be scared to spend money on time. I know they're not going to run the ball. I mean they're going to run the ball, but Blunt might get one touchdown, but that'll be it.
He might.
You know what I mean? And if they got to win by 17, that means Tom's going to have to throw for at least three touchdowns.
Yeah, but I don't think Tom cares about the spread, how much they win by.
I'm just saying scoring in general. Like if you think about the game flow, and the Jets are still going to be stout running the ball, and Blunt is a bigger back. He's not a shifty guy. You know what I mean? They could do a little Deion Lewis like they did before, but even so, not a lot of teams run over the Jets. So, if New England's even going to win by 2 touchdowns, Tom's got to throw. I think Tom throws for at least 275 and at least 2 touchdowns easy in this game for Tom. So, look out for Tom for me. And look out for Andrew Luck, too.
Cool. Wide receivers, I like Inman.
Okay.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
And tight ends, I got Antonio Gates and Bennett.
I like Cooks, too, from Green Bay. Look out for Cooks. And Bratt from Tampa.
Okay. And defenses, I like the Chargers.
Yeah, you got to go with the Chargers there. Even the Rams could be a sneaky play there. Even the Patriots could be a pretty good play there. So I like a lot of those picks, man. I think we're gonna have another good week, bro. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I want to thank everybody who was on the MoneyPot Podcast Facebook Live show. I want to thank everybody who's listening to us on SoundCloud. I want to thank the sponsor. We haven't done this in a while. To PPI Fresh Print Inks out there with the homie Nasir Yards, and congrats to Nasir. He actually won the fantasy football league for the MoneyPot Podcast. So
Nice.
one of the sponsor, the owner of the sponsor,
Right.
wins the. We're giving that guy more money.
Yeah.
Nice little quick $25 gift card. Probably use it for some gas or something like that. So I want to thank everybody for listening. A little late night, but hey, this is what we do, man. This is what we love. I appreciate everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Man.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We see y'all next week, man.
Peace.